Welcome back everyone to another Real Chumps review. Today we're going to be discussing Squid Game Season 3, the intense, emotional, and final chapter in one of the most culturally impactful series of the past decade. As always, if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, because here at Real Chumps we have reviews like this, weekly podcasts, trailer reactions, and so much more. Spoiler warning, this review covers the entire third season, so full spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched Season 3, pause, catch up, or you know what, just tag along and come back when you're ready. Season 3 delivers a powerful and emotional conclusion to the story started in Season 1. While Season 2 felt like the part 1 of a two-part finale, Season 3 picks up immediately after and provides long-awaited resolutions. It's darker, it's more violent, and full of emotional payoffs. Though it doesn't end with a traditional victory, Gi-hun's sacrifice gives his story and the entire series a full and meaningful arc. Despite some frustrating moments, this season, for me, sticks the landing. It opens the door for potential spin-offs while offering closure for longtime fans. It's not the happiest of endings, but it is a powerful one. Gi-hun takes a backseat for much of the season, emotionally wrecked by the failed coup at the end of Season 2. While I felt he was underused, this quieter, more internal arc is consistent with the trauma and the guilt he's carrying. His sense of failure isn't just about the plan falling apart, it's about the weight of responsibility he feels for those who died because they believed in him. This internal conflict manifests in silence, detachment, and emotional retreat, something we don't often see from protagonists who typically charge forward. It's an extremely unorthodox but deeply human response. But his arc culminates in a heart-wrenching act of self-sacrifice to save Joon-hee's newborn, a perfect thematic callback to his beginnings. Look, when we first met Gi-hun, he was an aimless gambler, an absent father, and a man driven by desperation. He was someone who placed bets at the racetrack while neglecting the people who mattered most. Over 3 seasons, we've watched him evolve from someone who saw the games as an opportunity to someone who now understands their moral horror and dedicates his life to ending them. His final act isn't about grand heroics or taking down the system. It's about choosing compassion and doing the one good thing he can in a hopeless situation. He steps into the role of protector, not with bravado, but with quiet resolve. His final words, "We are not horses, we are humans, and humans are ... are not only a callback to his past as a gambler at the horse racetrack, but a statement against the dehumanization at the core of these games. Looking into the camera, as he says that Gi-hun doesn't finish the sentence, he invites us, the viewers, to finish it. It's a direct challenge to the audience. What do you believe humans are capable of? It's a culmination of everything his character has gone through. He lost, failed, and suffered, but he still chose to believe in the goodness of people. A poetic callback to his final interaction with Il-nam, the creator of the games in Season 1. This, more than anything, is what makes Gi-hun one of the most memorable and meaningful protagonists in recent television. He doesn't go out with a bang, he goes out with purpose. It may not be the ending we wanted, but it is the ending that makes his journey complete. Yeonju, a standout from Season 2, shines even brighter here. As a trans character who brings strength, compassion, and vulnerability to every scene, her death was gut-wrenching and deeply moving. She was a symbol of selflessness and love, and her journey was one of the most emotionally resonant in the series. Gyum-ya and Young-sik, the tragic duo, this mother-son pair provided one of the most heartbreaking arcs of the season for me. Gyum-ya's final act, saving Yoon-hee's baby by killing her own son, then taking her own life, is packed with tragic irony and symbolic imagery. She acts in order to help this baby have an opportunity. Using the knife hairpin she's kept hidden for so many challenges to kill her own son is such powerful visualizations. She uses it to cut the cord between the baby and the mom, but then she also uses the same hairpin and dagger to stab Young-sik, her own son. I thought that was very ironic and very tragic as well, but full of imagery as she cuts herself from this symbolical cord between her and her son. It's tragic, it's painful, so much that after begging Gi-hun to protect the baby at all costs, she commits suicide in the night. Joon-hee, Pregnant and trapped in the games, Junhee's arc was always teetering on tragedy. Her moments of empowerment, especially her emotional separation from her abusive ex, were deeply satisfying. She survives childbirth, but ultimately realizes she cannot continue the games without endangering her child. Her sacrifice adds another layer of complexity and loss. It was a convenient storytelling trope to have her go into labor. I get it. But it's designed to drive the story forward and put our characters in situations of heartbreak. It's full of trope, but it serves its purpose. In-ho, the front man. Look, In-ho continues to fascinate me as a morally ambiguous figure. His interactions with Gi-hun are limited this time around, but they are meaningful. We learn more about his time in the games and how he crossed that moral line by murdering contestants in their sleep when he was in the games. Yet he shows a bizarre loyalty to Gi-hun, even ensuring his daughter receives his winnings. His motives remain mysterious, making him a prime candidate for the rumored spinoff. I want to talk about the games this time around. Hide and seek, it was such a twisted and devastating approach to that game. The seekers carried knives to kill the hiders, making it one of the darkest games to date. Jump rope, a standout moment in terms of both execution and emotion. Gi-hun becomes the baby's guardian, and that adds so much weight and urgency to every decision in that game. It was tense, visually stunning, and it was packed with emotional stakes. The voting sequences. The show continues to nail these moments. The editing, the suspense, the slow build-up. Every vote to continue or leave the games had me on edge. Most of the threads from Season 2 find resolution. That whole mercenary plot fizzles out, though it felt like it could have been scrapped altogether. Junho, he spent so much of Season 2 on a boat, and he does the same in Season 3. He arrives too late to confront his brother In-ho, but the dramatic irony kinda works. We had 3 seasons building up to this for it to not fully commit to that confrontation. A bit frustrating. The games continue globally with a chilling yet fun cameo by Cate Blanchett as a US recruiter, hinting at the scale of this operation that was mentioned in Season 1. Look, the organization remains intact, but the human cost is clear. The final message isn't about toppling the system, but choosing morality in the face of its cruelty. Season 3 is haunting, it's heartbreaking, and deeply satisfying. Again, I see why audiences don't like the ending, but for me it works. Sometimes the larger systemic injustices prevail, but it's an individual's commitment to their moral compass that is the true representation of strength, power, and eventually change. Squid Game is both a warning tale and a hopeful tale. The warning that as we focus on our own self-gain and gratification, we lose our humanity. But the hopeful message is that humanity is capable of doing so much good when individuals commit to do so. It didn't give us the clean victory arc we may have wanted, but it stayed true to the story's tone and themes. Gi-hun's arc concludes beautifully, and the potential for spin-offs is rich, especially if David Fincher is truly coming on board. I think he's a perfect fit to explore the psychological horror and moral dilemmas of this world. I'd give Squid Game Season 3 an 8 out of 10. It was bold, emotionally rich, and closed the main narrative arc with meaning. But what did you think of Season 3? Did the ending work for you? Were you satisfied with Gi-hun's fate? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss anything from Real Chumps. We'll see you guys next time.